this right here, you bunch of prima donna ballerina mother.
Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It is week 5 in the CFL, and we're covering it with David Schwab, contributing writer for SBR Forum. As always, David Schwab, thanks for being back with us.
Good to be back, Peter.
All right, week 5, tough lines. I think I'm seeing a few edges that I'm willing to go on record with. We'll see what your picks are and see if you agree with mine, and I will come to some kind of consensus here, hopefully. The first game I'm thinking about is Toronto at Saskatchewan. You know, Toronto is Ricky Ray's awesome, right? Beyond that, though, they're a little bit thin. They're getting hit with some bad injuries, and now they go into Saskatchewan. They're a 6-point road underdog. Saskatchewan, we know they're a quality program. Their offensive and defensive lines are pretty good. I think I'm going to take Saskatchewan -6, and then the other pick I'm thinking about pretty strongly is Winnipeg BC under. You know, we know that BC, even when they win big, they tend to go under, as they did last week, and you know, Winnipeg, they're going to be, you know, coming back from a bad loss here. So I'm thinking that they're going to probably tighten it up on offense and defense. Total's 53.5, which is pretty high. So I'm thinking about Winnipeg, BC under 53.5 and Saskatchewan -6. David Schwab, what's your take on those two picks?
Okay, starting with the Toronto-Saskatchewan game, I kind of stayed away from that. I like the direction you're headed. Toronto is, you know, kind of, yeah, they are kind of a mixed bag so far. You know, Ricky Ray is lighting up at quarterback, but obviously it's not translating to wins, you know, on the field. And Saskatchewan's coming off a bye, and so I kind of backed off that game, but I think I was leaning your way with taking Saskatchewan at home, you know, laying the points. I'm right on, you know, dead on with you with the Winnipeg BC game. You know, I looked at that. You know, Winnipeg jumped out. You know, they got off to a great start. They scored a ton of points in those first 2 weeks, but I think their offense was a little bit exposed last week against Edmonton, and it showed in the final score. You know, I think they're going to obviously play better this week, but I also don't think they're going to hit that 30-point barrier like they did in their first 2 games. And
right.
BC, I think, is getting better. BC got off to a slow start, and their defense, I think they've given up, a handful of points in their last 2 games. So I think it was 18 points in their last 2 games. So I really, really like, especially with the line set. The line I looked at was 53.5. I'm not sure what line you were looking at.
53.5.
But anything over 53, I think, is definitely a strong play for the under.
That's what I'm thinking. Then one of the games that, I didn't go on official record with, everyone's talking about it, right? Calgary and Edmonton. Calgary's 3-0, Edmonton's 4-0. Right now, my initial thought was that Calgary might be the play. They were +2 earlier in the week. They're now all the way down to a +1 or 1.5 at various places. But I think I'm still going to stay off it. It's a huge game, though. Everyone's talking about it. What's your take? You have any opinion on that game?
Yeah, I actually have that as one of my 2 picks for SPR this week. I almost thought that Calgary might come in as a slight, maybe 1-point favorite. I know, you know, Edmonton is off to a strong start, but Calgary, to me, I think I said it on last week's, you know, talk. We talked about it. I think Calgary, to me, is still the cream of the crop of the CFL because they're solid on, you know, both sides of the ball. So I jumped all over Calgary with the 2 points. You know, now all of a sudden, it seems to be a lot more people are leaning my way because the line's coming down as the week goes on. But I'm still going to stick with that pick as one of my 2 picks this week. Calgary, you know, plus the points, and BC Winnipeg under.
Really? So BC Winnipeg under was one of your 2 top picks this week?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's my other pick.
I'm agreeing with that, and I'll tell you what, I've decided that I'm going to add Calgary as one of my 3rd official picks for this week. I'm going to steal your pick. No, I'll take your recommendation to confirm my initial lean and the lean of the market. I'll go with Calgary as well. All right, so you're going to have 2 official picks this week, and then the 4th game, let's just touch on it quickly, Ottawa-Hamilton. Kind of an interesting game. Ottawa's, of course, coming off of their first home win ever, so now maybe they're in a letdown spot. I would lean Hamilton -4.5. Total's 48.5, a little bit low. I think I might lean over, but I'm not going to make an official pick on either of those. You have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, you know, once again, I think I keep looking at Hamilton as you know, maybe being better than they, you know, just kind of still leaning back to last year and how good they looked at the end of. But they got some issues, big issues at quarterback, and that's why I kind of stayed away from Hamilton this week. You know, given 4.5 points, Ottawa, you would think they should be able to cover that against an expansion team, but just kind of backed off that one. Yeah, a possible play on the over. But neither offense has been clicking that well. So I'm just kind of just laying off that game completely.
All right, I think I feel the same way, although I am leaning towards Hamilton. All right, David Schwab, it sounds like we have some consensus here. We're kind of in agreement. We're both going to go with Calgary plus 1.5 and Winnipeg, BC under 53.5 as official picks this week. And I'm also going to add Saskatchewan -6. What do you think, David? I think we got some winners this week, huh?
Sounds good. Sounds good. I think you got the best of me last week. We went against each other, and I believe I was 0-2.
Yes.
So maybe this week we'll have a better result.
I'm smelling at least 2-0 for both of us here this week, David Schwab. Thanks so much. Talk to you again next week.